And I'm gonna be recommending 3 animes for this video. The last video I made, I recommended a movie. So in this video, once again, I'm gonna recommend 3 animes that I think you guys would enjoy.
Lights are lit and there's sweat on your embrace. One other thing I dare.
So the first anime that I'm gonna recommend is Chillin' in My 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. So right away, the first thing you're gonna notice with this title, I feel like they're getting either more lazy or just less creative with the titles. And they're basically just like telling you straight up, hey, this is what this anime is about with these titles, especially with the isekai genres. It's gotten more and more like this. There's so many titles that are phrased in this way. Having been raised by Grand Barza, one of the 4 heavenly generals, Dario lacks any magical potential. He is nothing but a disgrace in the eyes of Grand Barza's son, Bash Barza, who fires Dario right after assuming his father's position as a general. Stripped of a home and a job, Dario wanders the forest where he stumbles upon a human girl named Malika, who's running from a monster. And after Dario intervenes to help Malika, she invites him to stay at her village in return. There he discovers that the reason he has 0 suitability for magic as a demon is that he is in fact a human. And as you're watching this series, the first thing that becomes like very obvious is that he actually was very important to the Demon King army, like very important. And it's like right after they fired him, that's kind of like when they realized it, that he was actually holding the whole thing together, despite not even having any magic, despite not even having like being physically strong, or at least they didn't know how strong he was at that moment. And in this world, demons, a lot of them can look just like humans. So I guess in a way, they just never really knew that he was actually a human. All of this time, he was operating like he was just a demon who just really didn't have any magical power. But once he did figure out that he is a human, he was not just an ordinary human. He is really powerful in this isekai. And while the title and plot is structured like a regular run-of-the-mill isekai, it is definitely better than your average isekai. And while the budget is not like high or anything, it's still a pretty good watch. At least to me it was.
Lights are lit and there's sweat on your embrace. One other thing I dare.
The next anime I'm gonna recommend is Dead Mount Death Play. Now I'm not really gonna get too much into this series because I actually haven't finished it yet. But I am definitely going to recommend it because mainly for the fact it's a reverse isekai. And that itself I just find to be a really unique and interesting concept. So in most isekais, you'll see someone in like today's modern world go into like a magical or like a ancient universe or an ancient world or something like that. But in this one, it's the reverse, where someone in like one of those worlds gets transported into modern day. A powerful necromancer known as the Corpse God dies during a legendary battle, only to be reborn as Polka, a young boy in a modern day Tokyo. In the process of trying to adapt his new physical body, he gets targeted by various groups that deal with the supernatural. Polka fights danger to reveal the truth of his reincarnation and the fate awaiting the world that he now lives in. This show is a perfect combination of isekai, supernatural, shonen, and crime. The first episode itself is very memorable because it really sets the tone for the rest of the series. But to be honest, there are mixed reviews as the pacing of the show and the general direction that it goes in at the later episodes.
Lights are lit and there's sweat on your embrace. One other thing I dare.
The final anime I'm gonna recommend is Berserk of Gluttony. Fate Graphite lives miserably as a gatekeeper in a world where skills given at birth determine an individual's entire life. He is abused by the Holy Knights, the supposed protectors of the populace, But Fate's destiny takes a drastic turn after he kills an escaping injured thief. But to his surprise, a skill that he did not know that he has, called Gluttony, activates, enhancing his stats and granting him new skills. So to describe his power, he basically has the power to take other people's powers, which is similar to an anime called Charlotte. I don't know if you've ever seen that series, but it kind of works like that. And the more skills he takes, the stronger and stronger that he gets. Following this event, Fate receives a job offer from Roxy Hart, the only benevolent holy knight in the city, which he happily accepts. Eager to further explore his skills' full potential, he partners with a mysterious talking sword named Greed, who warns him that gluttony is a taboo skill that breaks the logic of the world. Now forced to live a double life, Fate must slay monsters at night to satisfy his awakened appetite for souls, lest he go berserk and lose control at finding happiness. Now, this ability that he has to take other people's powers is one of the most OP abilities that you really could possibly have, like completely. It's definitely up there. But the only thing that's really common with this ability is people losing themselves or losing the control of the power because they're just collecting so much. And the more that they collect, the more they kind of start to lose themselves. That's a very popular concept with this ability, and you do see it in this series, where more and more it's basically a battle with himself, trying to control this ability and not letting it take control of him. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Until we meet again, thanks for watching.